Number 10, The Weekenders.
I think I feel like chili cheese fries.
Our 4 favorite 7th graders, Kino, Lore, Carver, and Tish, took on Bahia Bay from Monday to Friday as they powered through school and dealt with everything that comes along with being in junior high, while getting into all sorts of crazy adventures come Saturday. Viewers were entertained at all times, whether it was watching these friends hit up the always-changing pizza joint, the arcade, or a museum that gives away interesting free samples. Despite its positive reviews and ratings, it was canceled after 4 seasons, but it's definitely worth rediscovering, especially to pump you up for the weekend. Number 9, Brace Face.
I can't go out with Alden looking like this.
You may have forgotten this animated show, but we've gotta ask. How could you forget the perpetually unlucky Sharon Spitz? The brace-faced junior high school student experienced the ups and downs, well, mostly downs, of being a teenage girl, regularly getting herself caught in embarrassing situations. Along with her pals Maria, Connor, Eldon, and Brock, she would often go up against the queen bee Nina Harper, but thankfully her friends always had her back. It may have only lasted for 3 seasons, but it was funny and relatable. Number 8. Dino Riders.
The Dreadlock's closing in on us.
How do you make dinosaurs more awesome than they already are? You equip them with futuristic artillery, team them up with aliens, and place them in the middle of a war. Duh. Considering the Star Wars meets Jurassic Park premise, it's peculiar that Dino Riders only lasted 14 episodes. While it primarily existed to sell toys, this cartoon really epitomized every imaginative little kid's dream, by not only including dinosaurs, but also spaceships, lasers, and time travel too. Heck, it even had Frank Welker doing his Dr. Claw voice as the villainous Krulos. Number 7, Biker Mice from Mars.
Hey, Rob, watch me blow past that snort from Saturn.
One thing you might have noticed about late 80s and early 90s cartoons. A lot of them sounded like 50s B-movies targeted at kids. One of the most notable examples was Biker Mice from Mars. Although the idea of biker mice Martians named Throttle, Moto, and Vinny may seem like a random combination, these elements went together better than crackers and cheese. With self-aware humor, creative characters, and colorful action, this sci-fi action cartoon knew exactly how to appease the Saturday morning crowd. Number 6. Samurai Pizza Cats.
1 tuna and liver meatball pizza for Lucille, and make sure it gets there hot.
It might sound like a Ninja Turtles ripoff, but Samurai Pizza Cats was actually an English adaptation of an anime series. Reworked with new dialogue for its US release, the show played out like the most ludicrous anime ever meets Animaniacs. It never stopped to take a breather as pop culture references and rapid talking characters zoomed by every second. Just watching one episode made you feel like you're on a sugar high, making Samurai Pizza Cats the perfect show to go with a bowl of unhealthy cereal. Number 5. Darkwing Duck.
Now it's time to say goodbye.
Darkwing Duck essentially took all the adventure, wit, and imagination of DuckTales and put them in a superhero setting. What distinguished the cartoon from all the other comedic superhero shows at the time was its title character, who managed to be lovable despite being an egomaniac. The self-centered Darkwing maintained a strong moral center through his plucky daughter Gosselin, bumbling sidekick Launchpad, and on-again, off-again girlfriend Morgana, in a never-ending pursuit to take on the incredibly inventive villains that plague the city of St. Canard. Number 4. Reboot.
Prepare to taste the blade of my butter knife?
Reboot was the first television series to be completely rendered through computers, and it put the technology to great use. This high-tech show had all the thrills of a video game, with delightful characters and a unique world of its own. Although some of the animation might be dated by today's standards, Reboot remains a significant stepping stone between Tron and the CGI renaissance started by Toy Story. While Reboot did receive a spin-off in 2018 in Netflix's Reboot the Guardian Code, it has less in common with the original show than peanut butter has with pickles. Number 3. Samurai Jack.
You will never defeat the side of righteousness.
Unlike some action cartoons that relied heavily on exposition and dialogue, Samurai Jack told a slew of diverse stories through a dazzling fusion of choreography, atmosphere, and animation. Creator Genndy Tartakovsky had hoped to bring Jack and Aku's ongoing battle to a conclusion with a feature film, but it never came to fruition. Fortunately, after fans had spent over a decade hoping for a Samurai Jack movie, comic, or TV revival, their beloved samurai got his final curtain call when Adult Swim ordered a long overdue 5th season. Number 2. Shadow Raiders, also known as War Planets. A spiritual successor of sorts to Reboot, this CGI sci-fi series takes place in a solar system known as the Cluster. When the dreaded beast planet rises into power, the feuding worlds of fire, rock, bone, and ice join forces to save the galaxy they all call home. With an original mythology and strong connection to nature, Shadow Raiders is a surprisingly adult series about the importance of unity.
We cannot allow it to destroy our freedom.
The show is so much more than either of its titles would lead you to believe. And even though it was based on the Trendmasters toy line, it stood on its own as an original, innovative, and well-executed series. Number 1. Gargoyles. If there was ever an animated series that deserved a wider audience, it was Gargoyles. That's not to say the show hasn't found a dedicated cult following over the years, but it's never quite achieved the same status as other cartoons produced by Disney. Creator Greg Weisman truly assembled a breathtaking epic, however, employing stunning animation, a dark tone, sophisticated themes, complex characters, a well-developed plot, and influences from classic literature.
Time is like a river, correcting its course against any change.